All right, you guys, we are back. It's your boy Q, and up next we have 50 Cent, DISS by Desiigner, and Vicious career-ending diss track, which I feel like is probably blowing it out of proportions, for refusing to sign him. Shout out to Chick Smooth for the video. If you guys haven't heard, 50 Cent did an interview with Gillian Wallow, $1 million worth of game, where it came up that he had a chance to sign Desiigner when Panda was bubbling. And he chose not to because that's the only record he had. And when they're making this type of investment, and they're giving you that type of money, they want to make sure that they're going to see a return. Honestly, a lot of people have been able to strike one single and never ever get that type of success again. But yeah, enough dilly-dallying. Let's jump right into the video. Again, it's entitled 50 Cent, DISS by Desiigner, and Vicious career-ending diss track for refusing to sign him. He signed with Ye, and that was terrible because Ye took that record, put it on his own, and all the sales that he probably could have potentially got went to Ye.
Hey, y'all remember yesterday when Boosie told Rollo, bro, leave hip-hop alone? I hope you're never going to make music again. Somebody gotta tell that same advice to the masturbation merchant Desiigner. For some reason, the boy just will not stop making music, you guys. Now, over the weekend,
I feel like Panda was so big, it kind of like overshadowed him as an artist, and people didn't really know him. They knew Panda. Like you had casuals like saying the line and stuff like that. It's a double-edged sword when your first record is so iconic. People that liked the song were fans of the song, not necessarily fans of Desiigner.
and 50 Cent had an interview with Gillian Wallow, $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, and 50 Cent actually told a story on there about how he almost signed Desiigner before Kanye West.
You know what came to me? I was, what's the name? Sound like Future. He sounded like Future.
I got clubs in Atlanta.
Panda. Yep, I got bros in Atlanta.
I got clubs in Atlanta.
I met with him before he did the deal with Kanye and them. Had him at the office. I'm like, yo, so let me hear the other records you got. And he's like, I said, that's it. And the shit was so hot that he had it. I was struggling.
Of course, a #1 record can make you in the double digits of millions. So obviously we could see why like 50 would struggle with that decision, because he could potentially make a shit ton of money. In hindsight, it's really easy to say that 50 made the right decision.
And I was like, nah, I can't get that money. Let them give him whatever they're gonna give him. I know who I was when I made one record.
Plan,
when I made one record, I didn't know how to make the next one.
Right.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you have the distraction of a hit record, you move around, you start seeing all these bad. You done been married 3 times this weekend. So if this is gonna happen, you done got all this confused. You like, what happened? What's your next record? I don't know. I think I like her. I think I love her. You thinking other shit that wasn't even in your thought process prior to that.
Well, yeah, your whole life changes. Now you're a superstar. And when it comes to delivering, especially during this era, if you have a bad debut, you might not even get the chance to make a sophomore album, especially back then. Now we have gotten to the point where like, if somebody gets low sales, we try to like normalize it. Like Ice Spice getting like sub 20,000, you know, but like back in the day, you wouldn't get a second opportunity. Honestly, short of you getting like a hit on your own and working that song on your own and then getting hot, obviously the label would like go and give you a budget again. There was a time where if you were to get those low sales, you wouldn't be able to do another project. You would effectively be shelved.
Hit.
Right.
So where do you find a hit record? You see what I'm saying? We're not on the same thought pattern that you was when you made the hit. I got bros in Atlanta. I'm like, this I would ask the radio.
Now, I don't blame 50, right? If you don't have the work ethic to have multiple songs after your...
It's not even the work ethic. It's just like, all right, if you don't have the formula down, there's people that have gotten in the studio and just got lucky, you know, and we're able to like come out with this breakaway hit. But when it came time to like recreate that magic, they didn't even come close. I don't think it's about work ethic. You can work all day. If you can't nail down your formula, that's going to be an issue. The dude was literally doing shows and performing Future songs and Future records. Where imagine going to a show to see somebody, they play 2 or 3 of their songs, and it's like 7, 8 songs from somebody else that he's just basically karaokeing. There's like videos of this stuff if you like search for it, of him performing Future records and unashamed of it. The dude really didn't do any favors for himself when he was leaning into like the Future clone and trolling that fact.
quote-unquote hit song, that means you're lazy and you do not have the work ethic to compete and rap. Now, of course, Kanye West ended up
There's tons of
signing
people that
him
work
and gave
hard
him
that
a whole
just
bunch of money.
ass.
But after a couple songs, his career was pretty much done. Well, today, Desiigner woke up and decided to give 50 Cent some bars.
Hey, yo, listen, man. I'm seeing academics posts saying I only had one record. Hey, yo, listen, man. Come to my shows and see
The dude needs to turn the fan on or turn the AC on for real, for real.
how my shows activate and how I activate the crowd. I might not have every record that went diamond, but come to my shows and see how I activate the crowd. You know how hard it is to catch a diamond record? I'm one of the few artists in New York City out of Best Side Brooklyn to go diamond. And people over here trying to judge me.
That's true. That's a big accolade. But then he went and signed it over to Kanye, effectively torpedoing his first album sales.
For a diamond record. That's one of my records that's on my accolades, that's on my record, that's in the world, prestiging at high levels. Now come to my shows and see how I activate the crowd. I do shows from Europe, I do shows from America, I do shows.
No, I'm pretty sure he packs out a decent sized crowd, in Europe. A lot of 2000s rappers and 90s rappers go out there and make a killing because they're just happy to see anyone out there, you know? So that's why you'll have somebody who, even like a 6ix9ine, who's effectively blackballed from most venues in the US. You don't see him. He's just a liability. He can go and do a music festival out in like Slovenia or wherever and make a freaking killing. Like, the dude was talented. It's just like we didn't really know him. All we got was like sound effects and screaming in interviews, and he really didn't tone that down until it was way too late. Like, him speaking now is totally different than the interviews and stuff we were getting back then. He was, super erratic. I just feel like people never really got to know him. So when people don't have that relatability, when you're like having that lull in hits, dude, people are just going to forget about you. If you're able to like get people to relate to you and really be invested in you as a person, as an artist, when you come pop out, you have that core fan base there ready to like give you that initial engagement.
In Africa, I do shows all around the planet. I'm telling you, come to my shows and see what's going on. I perform better than majority of these artists. I don't just let the song ring off. I let my performance work. Perform. And of course, when I first started, I'm going to be honest, I was surprised that I made a big record like that. But it come off an energy of you first like knowing that you could fucking
19.
do this shit.
I think he was still a teenager.
This shit ain't, people just think they could jump in the booth and say whatever the fuck they want. But then when they get to these times where, hey, yo, the record actually goes up, yeah, you got to start working on your craft. Now it's time to work on my craft. I didn't show.
The thing is, like, artist development doesn't really exist anymore, at least not out here. You still have that in K-pop and other industries and stuff like that. But a lot in hip-hop is basically you get hot and then we're going to give you some money. It's not like how it was before. Like, they would sign an up-and-comer and sometimes, wipe away like all their discography and stuff like that and start anew. But they would give these people time to like develop their craft. Now, you get thrown into the fire. They don't give you any type of instruction on how to actually perform. They don't give you any instruction in like stage presence. Nowadays, they really want you to be already moving units before you even sign to them. So that's why we're living in an age now where a lot of these artists are choosing to go independent. Somebody like a Ye, somebody like a Kendrick, they're licensing out some of their music in partnership, especially their big records. But like, bam, now we live in a day and age where it's like you don't have to go and print physical CDs. We can literally just upload these songs and have them on every platform within hours and get the music to the right avenues. Now, people have blown up off of TikTok, off of Instagram. So it's like, dude, it's a different day and age. Artist development really isn't a thing anymore. And it's sad because it does affect the music.
Many times at my shows that I have greater records than Panda. I don't have to prove it to anybody else but to myself that I'm that nigga. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. It's all about working on your craft right after that. That's all it is. Working on your craft. Getting better. Making sure I'm locked in.
I'm sorry, man. Bro needs to turn the fan on, man. It's starting to bug me.
Tapping into more subjects. That's all. And I appreciate everybody who's tapping in right now and writing me back. Because they know the vibes. If you in the Desiigner studio, I'm putting in that fucking work. It's for my bitches getting money. It's for my bitches getting to it. Like flocking, let's do it. Get the money, let's do it. For my bitches getting money, and my niggas getting to it. Every night, let's do it. She gon' pop, she gon' screw it. Niggas talking that 50 cent, I be talking 50 mil. Niggas talking that Timmy Turner, let the niggas get killed. I got signed to Kanye, little niggas, you was never worth the deal. Designer always keep it real.
I don't know about that.
Designer always keep it for my bitches. For my bitches.
I don't know if that's going to destroy anybody's career, let alone 50. Yeah, not at all. I feel like 50 made a smart business decision. I know it's obviously in hindsight now because of where Desiigner's career is, really nowhere, but he does seem like a liability. Yeah, especially with him like busting out the Vaseline on the airplane. So like, yeah, it does seem like a smart decision. It's just pretty much like what happens when you release a record this big. It's gonna be really hard to duplicate that success. Yeah, that's not gonna get anybody out of here.
For my bitches. For my bitches.
Hey, somebody tell that brother it's time to get his CDL license. I'm sure 50 Cent is probably sitting back laughing somewhere like, I knew I should have never even considered signing you. Now, to be honest, this is not how you're supposed to respond to critique from a veteran. You're supposed to get back in the booth, try to make a hit record to show them that you were wrong for not signing you. At least try to
And a proper lineup would have helped. Like, if you're trying to flex on 50.
use this small window that your name is in the media for something good. Drop a couple songs to get your name back out there and see if something is gonna stick. You gotta think on a bigger scale. Don't just do a diss song coming at 50 Cent who don't even rap no more. You got caught in 4K on the plane choking your chicken. At least try to use this moment to spin the narrative on you. You guys get in the comments below. What do you guys?
Yeah, I know I say all the time that like everyone's a hit away from being right back where they were. But yeah, man, with Desiigner, I feel like he's done way too much to kind of like dirty up his name. He's gonna have to literally change his name and see if he can get hot that way. The good thing is that he is still working. He is still doing shows and stuff like that. I know he's definitely getting side-eyed every time he hops on like a plane. But yeah, at least he's working. Like I said, Europe is dope because it gives a lot of these artists like a way to perform and get their money. Europe has a huge like affinity for like hip hop. You'd be surprised. A lot of these people that had these 2000s hits, these 90s hits, go out there and pack out some pretty big like venues. I agree with Chigs when he says like, honestly, the best response would be to just drop some fire music right now when people are looking. It's not like he hasn't been dropping stuff. It just obviously hasn't been hitting. I know I've said this before, like, but when you have a record that big, it's really hard to like not be overshadowed by that. And sometimes the record comes and goes, and now you just have a bunch of people that just know the Panda song for like the Panda line. So when that happens and you're overshadowed by the record, people are more fans of the song than they are of the artist. They may not even actually know who the artist is or what the artist looks like. They just know every time the song comes on to say Panda, Panda, Panda. But like that really doesn't help in the long term. So it does seem like blowing up so fast definitely was detrimental. Also, like I said earlier in the video, because of that, the dude was like literally doing karaoke to Future songs down there. Like legitimately like performing Future songs. Not his records that sound like Future records. And obviously that's something that you can't sustain. Like, and that diss, I'm sorry, bro, but it's definitely not getting anybody out of here, especially 50. But you guys let me know what you guys thought of the diss. Let me know what you guys thought about the decision to not sign him. Do you think that him signing with 50 would have been better? Even though usually artists don't have great track records signing with other artists, because most of the time the artist they sign to still wants to be the premier act. So when you're not willing to like probably give up some of these like resources to these other acts, like you're not doing them any help by doing that. Which is why a lot of these times when these artists sign with like artists, you see these fallouts. Let me know what you guys think. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does your channel wonders. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are freaking amazing. Channel's growing super, super dope. And yeah, hope you guys love the video and I hope to see you guys soon. 50 is not even, this don't even merit a response.